Guys, welcome back to a new video. Today we are going to learn about lines. Yes, this is the second video on lines and angles. In the previous video we talked about angles. We learned about complementary angles, supplementary angles, adjacent angles, linear pair, vertically opposite angles. We also learned that the vertically opposite angles when two lines intersect, they are equal to each other. And not just that, we also learned how to prove it using linear pair. Yeah, and we were able to understand that. Now today we are going to learn intersecting lines. I wanted to cover it in the last video itself, but I thought it will make more sense to do them separately. Okay, so intersecting lines. So basically, see, any two lines or more than two lines, like three lines, four lines, n number of lines, if you draw them in such a way that they intersect means to cut each other, right? To cut each other at a certain point. The English word is, or the mathematics word is, intersect. Okay, so this all these points, they are points of intersection, and that is the definition of intersecting lines. There is no hidden gyan here. Two lines which are basically intersecting, they are intersecting lines. Now one more thing, which once again, like I said in one of my earlier videos, that most of the stuff which I have learned in maths and in science is basically taught to me by my father. And so he taught me in intersecting lines also when I was a kid, that sometimes there will be a line and there will be a line, and you will only draw the line till here, right? So these are lines which are drawn like this. Let's call it line L and M. And the question will be asked, are these intersecting lines or not? Okay. So currently, as you can see, we have drawn these lines only till here, and hence they are not intersecting, right? But if we extend these lines, because we know that lines are of infinite length. Okay, we are drawing and putting two arrows here to indicate that actually it is an extension. You can just continue to draw it, but only for the purpose of representation, because our notebooks, our blackboards, this white space that you see, it is limited, and therefore I cannot go till infinity. But if I extend it, are these lines intersecting, or will these lines intersect at some point or not? And if the answer is yes, then they are intersecting lines. Okay, so the idea is that even if these lines are not intersecting here, you cannot say that no, these are not intersecting lines. They are, है ना? Because when we extend these lines, eventually it will go and intersect somewhere. So that's the definition of intersecting lines. It doesn't need to necessarily intersect on the piece of paper where you've drawn it. I mean, case in point, let me actually draw these lines a bit differently so that you understand. See, let me see if from this point, if I start drawing a line like this, right? So you see this line, and then I start drawing another line from here to, this is not much of a line, is it? Okay, so I should change color and then I will show you. Let's say if I draw a line starting here and I go till here, right? So these are two lines. Now here, as you can see, that the difference, as you move towards this, the gap is increasing, but as you move towards this side, the gap is decreasing. So eventually, as the lines cross this white space and carry on, they will eventually intersect someplace. So these are also intersecting lines. You cannot say that they are not. Cool. Haha. What is transversal line? Okay. ठीक है. So transversal lines basically, see, there are two lines L and M, okay, and then there is a line P which is intersecting line L at this point. Let's call it point A, and then it is intersecting line M at a point B, right? So this line P intersects L and M at points A and B. So line P is a transversal line to lines L and M. Okay? Now let's look at the definition. It has to intersect a transversal line, which here as per the diagram is P. This has to intersect two or more lines. So here there are two lines. There could be more also. We can draw one more like L, M, N. Okay, and right, two or more lines at distinct points. So this line basically has to intersect these two or more lines at different points, है ना? So P intersects line L at point A, and P intersects line M at point B, and P intersects line N, which I just drew, at point C. So these are all three different points, and therefore line P is a transversal line to lines L, N and M. Now when we look at this photo or this diagram, what do we see? That here line P is intersecting line L, is intersecting line M, but it is intersecting line L and M at a single point, है ना? So there would be a point where line L and M are intersecting, and P is also passing through that point. Therefore it is a common intersection point, right? And it is not, line P is not cutting or intersecting L and M at different points. If line P was drawn like this, then it would have cut M here and L here at two different points, and then it would have become transversal, but not here. So this is not an example of transversal line. This is an example of transversal. Okay, so concept clear करके चलना है. We have to be clear in concept. Now angles made by transversal line, very important. I think this is this really, I think you should learn, understand, because this method and this concept, you know, these angles which you see here. So P is a transversal line to lines L and M, है ना? And therefore P and L are intersecting, so four angles will be formed here. And again P and M are intersecting, so four angles will be formed here. So between these 8 angles, what are these angles called? You know, what is their nomenclature? It is important to know, because in many examinations, starting, this is the syllabus of class 7th, but you know, starting from now, many examinations will talk in the terminology of these angles, and then you will have to solve the question. So if you don't understand this, you will not be able to understand what the questions are asking. So for instance, you know, on concepts based on this, there are questions which are asked in you know, many entrance examinations like CLAT entrances, you know, any exam which has quantitative aptitude, okay, NDA examinations, okay, even a lot of MBA entrance examinations, they will ask you questions on this concept. So it is important. So ऐसा नहीं है कि this is a class 7th concept and it will only be used here. It will be used later also. Okay. Now that I've set the context of how important it is important, but it is not difficult. It is easy. ठीक है? Okay. So we have to see that our lines are, we have to clearly establish which is the transversal line and which are the lines for which this is a transversal. ठीक है? So my lines are L and M, yeah, and my transversal is P. So this line is the transversal. Now this is absolutely clear. Now at each point there will be 4 angles. In the previous video we talked about vertically opposite angles. So I already know that angle 1 is equal to angle 4. Angle 2 is equal to angle 3. Okay, this is what I already know. Downstairs here angle 5 is equal to angle 8 and angle 6 is equal to angle 7. This I already know because I know that vertically opposite angles are equal. ठीक है? Now angles, now when I see, I will take one transversal line and the one other line. So when I look at this intersection, and since the second line is this, so let's look at the area which is lying between these two lines. Okay, let me change the color so that, okay, so I will look at the area which is lying between these two lines. Okay, and whatever angles I will see on the inside of these two lines, they are interior angles. Interior means andar ka. So my lines are L and M, and I am looking at the region which is between L and M. So between L and M, what are the angles that you see? You see angle 3, angle 4, angle 5 and angle 6. So angle 3, angle 4, angle 5 and angle 6, they are called interior angles. Okay? And I will tell you why they are called so. So you can, the table is here, you can remember it, but they are all interior angles. Angle 3, angle 4, angle 5 and angle 6, they are interior angles because they are on the inside of these two lines. And therefore what will be exterior angles? Which are the angles which are outside the region between L and M? They will be angle 1, angle 2, angle 7 and angle 8. You can name the angles anything, but you have to see that between these two lines these four angles are there, so interior, and these two are like outside, right? They are not between these two lines. So angle 1, 2, 7, 8 are exterior angles. As you can see, angle 1, angle 2, angle 7 and angle 8. Now what are corresponding angles? Okay, so there is a concept of corresponding angles. So angle 1, yeah, and angle 5. So similar angles which you see, so basically corresponding means now we will take both the points of intersection, like one transversal and one line, same transversal and the second line. Now I see that angle 1, okay, now I see this is angle 1 on this side, similarly this is angle 5. So the position of angle 1 and angle 5 are similar with respect to the point of intersection of the transversal line with individually lines L and line M, है ना? So angle 1 is on this side, angle 5 is on this side, right? Cool. Angle 5 is on, let's say, on the toppish, like I'm only saying this so that it is easier for you to understand. And angle 1 is also on the upper side of the point of intersection. So up and left, right? So 1 and 5 are therefore similar, in a similar position. So they are called corresponding angles. So 1 and 5 will be corresponding. ठीक है? 2 and 6 will be corresponding. Similarly, 3 and 7 will be corresponding, right? 3 is on the bottom of, this is the intersection point. So with respect to L, right, it is bottom below L and on the left side. This is line M. So with respect to line M, this is on the bottom and left side. So angle 3 and angle 7 are corresponding angles. Okay, and similarly angle 4 and angle 8 are corresponding angles. So you understood now corresponding angles. They always, corresponding angles ka it means that angles which are similarly located, है ना, and therefore there always will be two, corresponding angles, है ना. So angle 1 will correspond to angle 5, angle 5 will correspond to angle 1, angle 2 will correspond to angle 6. That's the way. Now we have already learnt interior angles. Angle 3, 4, 5, 6 are interior angles. 3, 4, 5, 6, they are interior angles. Now in this we will see that 3 and 6, they are alternate interior angles, right? And 4 and 5, they are alternate interior angles, right? Why alternate? Because they are not on the same side, right? They are on the opposite side. So these are interior angles, but they are alternate interior angles. So 3 and 6 are alternate interior angles, 4 and 5 are alternate interior angles. Okay, then pairs of alternate exterior angles, right? So 1, 2, 7, 8 are exterior angles. Now 1 is an exterior angle, so what will be the alternate exterior angle? 8. Okay, so 1 is here, 8 is here, and for 2 alternate exterior will be 7, right? And then pair of interior angles on the same side of the transversal, right? So 4 and 6, right? 4 and 6 are interior angles but on the same side. So like how 3 and 6 are alternate interior angles, they are on the same side of interior of the transversal line, है ना? यहाँ पे they are on the opposite side of the transversal line. Therefore they are alternate interior angles. 4 and 6 are on the same side of the transversal. Similarly 3 and 5 are on the same side of the transversal. So just, it is all very intuitive. Spend some time, do some sketch work, draw many lines in different directions, and then you will learn how to figure out for different orientations. Orientations means what is the direction in which the line has been drawn. So right now, as you can see, is that L and M are converging towards left hand side. So you draw anything, you draw like this, right? And then you draw, so this transversal is like this, you draw a transversal opposite, something like this or something like this, right? Even weird, something like this. And then you see that what you will have to figure out then what are the same things, yeah, like how will you identify interior angles, exterior angles, so on and so forth. So do that exercise. Now let's talk about parallel lines. So I don't know if I've, so parallel lines are two lines, like these are intersecting lines. As you can see, when I continue to increase the length, at one side the gap will increase, but then on the other side the gap will decrease, and ultimately they will intersect. Parallel lines are lines like this, that you can extend them till infinity, but the gap between them is constant. So if here the gap is 1 centimeter, and I'm just saying 1 centimeter, if the gap is x centimeter, here also it will be x, here also it will be x, here also it will be x, here also it will be x. And when we measure the gap, we do not measure like in a tilted line. What we will do is that we will draw a 90-degree angle, okay, because that's the shortest distance between the two lines. At any point we will draw a 90-degree angle. Do you know how to draw a 90-degree angle? Yes, you do. Refer to my video on practical geometry, in which I showed you using a geometry box how to draw 9 angles, using compass, right, in which we learned how to draw 90-degree angles. So let's say at this point I draw a 90-degree angle, and if these are parallel lines, then this will also be 90-degree. Or another way of doing is you draw 90-degree, you take this length, right, and then at any other point you draw 90-degree angle. This length will be equal to this length. If that happens, then these two are parallel lines, okay, which means that these lines will never intersect with each other. They will continue, like railway tracks. Have you seen railway tracks? Like sometimes they converge, but the parallel railway tracks, like that way, like the banks of a river, something roughly, I mean, okay. Now these are so many parallel lines. Now here, just for your convenience, let's take a parallel line, let's take two parallel lines. One is line L and the other is line M. Okay, we take these two parallel lines. Now we see, and it is, this line is a transversal line, two parallel lines L and M. Okay. Now whatever we learnt here, interior angles, let's see. So let me quickly give you, this is angle 7, let's call it something. This angle is angle 1, this is angle 2, and this is angle 3. So angle 1, 7, 2, 3 are interior angles. Okay, let's call it angle 4, let's call it angle 5, let's call it angle 6. Right? Now 1, 7, 2, 3 are interior angles. Okay, 4 and 3 will be corresponding angles, right? Similarly 5 and 2 will be corresponding angles. Let's go here and see corresponding angles. 1 and 5, you know, on similar side of the transversal, like above, this is the transversal line. Transversal ke on the left I have 1 and on the left I have 5, and with respect to the lines that is on top. So similarly 4 and 3 will be corresponding angles, 5 and 2 will be corresponding angle, right? And then let's look at exterior angle, pair of alternate interior angles. So 7 and 2 will be alternate interior angles, right? 7 and 2, 1 and 3, 4 and 6, 5 and 8 are alternate exterior angles, and 1 and 2 are the angles on the same side of the parallel line, right? So when two parallel lines are cut by a transversal, this is the transversal, these two are the parallel lines, each pair of corresponding angles. Okay, so 4 and 3, 5 and 2, right, they will be equal. Okay, so angle 4 will be equal to angle 3, angle 5 will be equal to angle 2. Also, when two parallel lines are intersected by a transversal, the alternate interior angles are also equal. So angle 7 will be equal to angle 2, angle 1 will be equal to angle 3. Now you can ask me, is that, why do you say so? Yeah, you can ask me that, can you prove it that angle 4 is equal to angle 3? How do I know that actually it is? So let's do a little bit of a angle 5, okay, and angle 1. This 2 will be 180 because it is a straight line, and half the angle around a point on a straight line is 180 degree. We learnt it. It is a linear pair. 1 and 5 is a linear pair, right? So angle 1 plus angle 5 is equal to 180 degree, right? Now angle 1 is equal to angle 4. I know that angle 1 is equal to angle 4. I am aware of that. Okay, and angle 1, this one, so basically angle 1 is equal to angle 4 and angle 7 is equal to angle 5, right? So 1 plus 7 is also 180, 2 plus 3 is also 180, which means that angle 1 plus angle 2 is equal to 180 degrees, correct? Angle 1 plus angle 2 is equal to 180 degrees. Now I see that angle 1 plus angle 2 is 180 degree, but angle 2 plus angle 3 is also 180 degrees, right? Therefore I see that these two will be equal, so 2 will get cancelled. Angle 1 is equal to angle 3, angle 1 is equal to angle 3, right? But angle 1 here you can see is a vertically opposite angle of angle 4. So angle 4 is equal to angle 3, which is the corresponding angles are equal in measure. Similarly, you can prove that angle 5 is equal to angle 2. Now we already proved that angle 1 is equal to angle 3. Therefore, I can also say that angle 1 is equal to angle 6. Once again, they are corresponding angles. Angle 1 and angle 6 are corresponding angles. So that is how you will prove it. Cool. Now we also proved that internal alternate interior angles are equal to each other, right? So that is what we are going to see. If two parallel lines are cut by a transversal, then each pair of interior angles on the same side of the transversal are supplementary. which means that angle 7 is plus angle 8. Like in this example, angle 7 plus angle 8 is 180. Okay, angle 1 plus angle 6 is 180, right? So that is the that angle 7 here is equal to angle 8. Okay, have we done that? Oh yeah, we've done this. I'm sorry. Yeah. This basically says that angle 7 is equal to angle 8. These are corresponding angles, therefore they are equal. And interior angles on the same side of the transversal are supplementary. Okay. So see, angle 8 plus what, let's call it angle 2. 8 plus 2 is 180, right? Angle 8 plus angle 2 is 180 degrees. But we know that corresponding angles are equal. Therefore, I can say angle 7 plus angle 2 is equal to 180 degree. That's also another way of looking at it, that these two will be 180, these two will be 180. Right? Another way of seeing that interior angles on the same side, when I add them, they will be equal to 180 degrees. Okay. Now I see that when a transversal cuts two lines, such pairs of corresponding angles are equal and the lines. So see, now what we are seeing, that the opposite we are trying to find out, the opposite, how we'll find out that certain lines are parallel lines. So whenever there are two lines and there is a transversal in such a way that this angle corresponding alternate interior angles are equal, okay, or not only this, corresponding angles are equal, means this angle is equal to this angle, or this angle is equal to this angle, or this angle is equal to this angle, or this angle is equal to this angle. Whenever such, and even whenever that happens, right, you can say that these two lines are parallel to each other. This line and this line are parallel to each other. That is the check. So whenever it says that, an alternate interior angles are equal or corresponding angles are equal, close your eyes and you will know that it is a parallel line. This I have already told you, that when a transversal cuts two lines, interior angles on the same side of supplementary, the lines have to be parallel. This we learned right now. But yeah, if the lines are P and L and the transversal is M, such that angle 1 plus angle 2 is equal to 180 degrees, right? Then the lines P and line L, they will be parallel to each other. It is just the opposite of what we learned right now. These are checks for parallel lines. Okay. So there are theorems and then there are corollaries. So these are corollaries. Okay. So that is that in parallel lines and intersecting lines. What I will suggest is that spend a little bit more time on parallel lines, on the proof part, on the understanding that, see, you can memorize easily that angle 7 is equal to angle 8. But the fun is to do it yourself, and it is just simple. Like this is 180, so you know that angle 1 plus angle 2, you know here that angle 1 is equal to angle 7. This is also 180, so you know that angle 2 plus this angle will be 180 degrees, and therefore angle 7 plus this angle will be 180 degrees, and therefore it will tell you that angle 8 and angle 7 are equal. So there are many ways in which you can look at these intersections, and they are just different ways of looking at a linear pair and then equating them so that to establish these relationships. So I hope you enjoyed the video, and if you did, please feel free to share it with other people. Okay, and these are important concepts, like I said, and they will be used later also, not just in your class. So see you soon in the next one.